Hello there everyone, and thank you for joining me on my channel once again. In this tutorial today I'm going to tie you up a dry fly pattern. It's a bluing olive pattern, and it's just a different style of tying it. It's called the loop wing style, and I got this little guy out of the Universal Fly Tying Guide once again by Dick Stewart. It's a great little book, and it's a very effective pattern when the bluing olives are on the water. And I thought you might like to see this guy tied up this time around, so I'll get this guy a device, a fresh hook in, and get started here for you. And these are tied on small sizes. Usually the biggest I tie is a 16, like down to a 20, so I'll do the 16 for you here. And we'll get this hook locked in the vise. And I'm using UTC 70 in olive. So the first thing we'll do is start our thread. We want to start back away from the eye this time, a couple eye lengths at least, or a little more. Then I'm going to wrap back to just above the barb, and this time we're going to leave that tag in the thread here. Just going to leave that hang out the back. Just move forward again. Now the tail is done gray micro fibettes, and I'm going to just 2 for the tail, and I'm going to grab 2 here and snip them out. Okay. And we'll measure them up so they're a little bit, with the body length they're a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to pinch those on top there and wrap back to where we stopped our thread. And wrap forward once again. Snip off those ends of the micro fibettes. And I'm just going to lift up on those and sort of split them. Pull them apart. Then I'm going to take the thread here that we left in the back. I'm going to bring that right between those. Then I'm going to tie that down, just like so. And that there process will keep your tail split for you. And then we'll wrap back. And we're ready to dub our body. I'll snip that tag in the thread out of there. Now for the body, I'm just using some super fine, really fine, super fine bluing olive dubbing here. And I'm not going to use any wax here. I'm just going to wet the thread here a little bit. This stuff dubs really well, sticks really well. So I'm just going to dub a nice sparse noodle on here to start. Okay, and I'll slide that up the thread here. And we'll wrap that. First wrap right in front of our tails. Then we're going to slowly move forward here, creating a slight taper. Okay, now what I want to do next is we're going to attach our wing. And I took a strand of gray antron yarn. It's almost like zlon, and I had a full strand. I split that in half for this size fly, and I'm going to tie that in here, pinch that on top right where we left off with the body there. Snug wraps. Come in, we'll snip that excess off there, just like so. Wrap forward nice and tight. Okay, we'll leave that hang off the back there for now. The next step is the hackle, and just one hackle, a light blue done hackle here, and I'm going to tie him in right in front of the wing, just like so. I want to wrap that stem down nice and tight, get it in there so it's good and snug. Snip the tip off. Okay, now we'll grab some more of that super fine dub. Dub up another noodle here. Now we're just more or less forming the thorax and the head of the fly. Now wrap that back first towards the wing, and then forward, just like so. Stop our thread there. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is take the hackle first, bring that around, grab my hackle pliers here, And generally 4 to 5 wraps here. A little space in between each wrap. It's more or less wrapping it thorax style. Okay, and I'll bring my hackle tip up around. And I'll tie that behind. Bring my thread up here, and I'm going to put a couple locking wraps in front of that tip. Just like so. Snip him out. Okay, there's our hackle. Now I'm just going to snip out a few of these fibers that got trapped down by the thread here, so get them out of the way. I don't want those there. And looks like I got on the bottom. I do believe, yeah, there he is. I'll snip him out as well. If I can get him here. Just bear with me, folks. Alrighty. Now our next step, I'm put a few more securing wraps in there, is to just take that little bit of antron yarn here, and you might find this a little bit tricky. Just fold it over, make a wrap there so it secures it in. Tighten that down, come around with one more wrap, just like so, and then we want to adjust it for our length. Snug that down a little bit more. Make sure it's straight on top. Okay. Okay. Now, that's about right for the length right there. A little bit shorter actually. Okay, that looks pretty good right there where I got it there now. That's about the length you want the wing. Now I'm just going to snip that out of there. Nice and close here. Okay. Now I'm going to wrap back on that a little ways. Here we go. So we have our tail, body, everything's in there, the wing, the hackle. Now there's just one more step here. Just trimming out a few stray fibers. Alrighty, now we're going to take a little bit more of that superfine dub, just a really small wisp of it, not much at all. I'm going to dub that on the thread. Just a very minute amount. And I'm going to come up around here and just wrap a little hit of dubbing on them. Just like so. One more fiber there to snip out. There we go. Now, all that's left is a whip finish and he's a done deal. Just another method of tying a bluing olive. Sets on the water really nice. Okay. Bring in my whip finisher here and we'll finish them up. Just put a 3 or 4 turn whip finish in front. There's all you need. There we go. Snug that down nice and tight. Snip off that excess thread. And I'm just going to check for some few stray fibers there. Cut them out. And there it be, folks. Another size 16 loop wing bluing olive. A little different to tie. The only thing you might find a little tricky is getting the wing right, but it's not so bad once you do a few. Then I'll just take a tiny drop of head cement here. Put on the thread wraps, very little. Don't want too much, there we go. Alright. I'm just going to make sure my eye is still clear. Okay, got nothing in the eye, so that's fine. So there we have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial this time around. And if you have the materials, definitely give this guy a try. Tie a few up, add them to your dry fly box, and when those olives are hatching, this is a very effective pattern. And if you like to consider subscribing, I always appreciate that a great deal. And if you do, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I put up new videos. And I'll bring this in a little close here for you. And I see I got a few stray fibers there once I got it in closer. There we go. So, I want to thank you so much for watching, everyone. And until next time, happy tying out there. Stay safe, y'all, and I'll see y'all again soon, folks. So long for now.